God, if this is another Jumper movie, I'm walking out the door right now.
You're dead. But you have skills that we want. So we'd like you to join the RIPD, the Rest in Peace Department. Your job is catching deados, the bad souls that escape judgment.
Oh, wait, is this that movie everyone's saying is a ripoff of Men in Black?
Meet your new partner.
Now, you gotta earn that. Come on.
Oh, yeah, it totally is. I can totally, it's so transparent. Where Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black played a begrudging old agent, and this, they've got Jeff Bridges playing a sarcastic undead gunman. Pfft, such a ripoff.
Damn, I don't know what else to shoot you between.
That's such an Agent K thing to say.
Don't piss off!
Oh wow, they're totally ripping off the scene in Men in Black when Agent K rides Agent J like a horse out of a skyscraper window. Pfft, how lazy.
There's something else. You don't look like you don't sound like you anymore.
So what do I look like? Really? An old Chinese guy? What about you?
Okay. Raise your hand if you think the movie would actually be funnier if it was the model and the old Asian guy instead of Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds.
They picked the wrong venue to make a stand. This world's for the living, and RIPD is gonna keep it that way.
Are those Nerf Maverick guns strapped to their belts?
Fun, right?
Don't tense up.
The victors of the 74th Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen and Peter Malak.
She's not who they think she is. She just wants to save her skin. Simple as that. She has become a beacon of hope for them. So she has to be eliminated.
Yes, because as we learned from the first movie, no one has ever won the Hunger Games before, and therefore the people of the Capitol have no idea how to handle a victor. Okay, the two biggest questions on my mind right now. 1. Will the movie still have focus? The first movie was very focused on a very simple to grasp plot. Bunch of kids go in, one comes out. There you go. Because they're not doing another competition, I do have to wonder if the movie will find a focus on something to actually be about. And then secondly, are they going to actually have the guts to show the violence, or are they just going to use shaky cam as an excuse to get that PG-13 rating again? I'm looking forward to it. It should be interesting. I am going to explicitly avoid reading the books beforehand because I want to actually enjoy the movie.
Goodbye, my son. Our hopes and dreams travel with you.
Please, oh please, oh please, don't let Russell Crowe sing in this movie, please.
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They will race behind you. They will stumble. They will fall. But in time, they will join you in the sun. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
Zack Snyder is pretty good at adapting things. He can't think on his own, but he's pretty good at adapting things.
You believe your son is safe?
I will find him!
Ooh, really? We're playing the General Zod card right out of the gate? It's the first in what I would assume is a Superman series. that's kind of like opening up with the Joker. But that's worked out before, so I guess we'll just wait and see.
My father believed if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready. What do you think?
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S. How about Super?
It looks pretty good for a Superman movie.
Excuse me.
Okay, let's do one more.
I gave you my word. I would return.
Okay, we need to have a talk, because I'm getting kind of sick of this. Superhero movies are everywhere. They make so much damn money now, they get churned out every month or so. It's getting to the point where it's hard to get excited anymore because they feel like they're being made out of obligation. Every new year, you just kind of expect another Iron Man or another Thor or another Batman movie. And it's tricky because when you're doing a comic book movie, you almost have to make a sequel. I mean, let's face it, chances are that Joe Popcorn and Mary Sue would scratch their heads like apes if you asked them who Ant-Man is. So before you jump straight into introducing a new comic book character to general movie-going audiences, you need to make it an origin story so that we can understand who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, where they got their powers, if at all, and why they do what they do. The problem with that is that literally every single superhero origin movie they've made falls into the same trap, where the first half of the movie establishes the character, sets everything up, and could technically end right there, but there's still 50 minutes of runtime left and the movie has nothing left to do, so it just kind of shrugs its way to the end credits. And no, Batman Begins is no exception. And speaking of which, ever since that movie was completely overrated by everyone, every comic book superhero movie now is treated as a dark and serious tale of brooding, regardless of what comic is being adapted. I guarantee you that if they did a Teen Titans movie now, Robin would be played by Nicholas Hoult and Beast Boy would be played by whoever this is, and they'd all have angst the whole movie and it would be dark and serious. Yes, I realize some comic book characters are dark to begin with, and in cases like those, a gritty movie adaptation is only appropriate. But then you've got movies like The Amazing Spider-Man, where they tried to take the Spider-Man universe seriously, but it's about a lizard fascist man that wants to turn everyone into lizard people with lizard gas. So basically the plot to Zat. And now the next one's gonna feature a realistic depiction of Electro and the Rhino. You cannot take such a severely schlocky plot that seriously because it doesn't work and you end up with scenes like this.
But you would have me believe that he, in his spare time, is running around dressed up like a giant dinosaur.
Not dressing up and not a dinosaur. He has transformed himself into a giant lizard.
That's how I know the next one's gonna suck, because they're already approaching it all wrong. They're trying to make Paul Giamatti in a rhino suit and a man that farts electricity realistic. Again, let me reiterate, taking a comic book seriously for a film adaptation can be cool, but just because it works for one property doesn't mean it should be applied to all comic book properties. Trying to take every comic book movie seriously so that adults won't feel embarrassed or self-conscious for liking it is disingenuous to the medium of the source material. I mean, there's another Thor and Superman movie coming out, and both of them are going for the grounded, serious, realistic tone, and I'm sorry, that's wrong. No matter how you cut it, Thor is a Viking from outer space with a rainbow bridge in his backyard, and Superman is space Jesus in red panties. And while I'm looking forward to Kick-Ass 2, was another Kick-Ass really necessary?
You got mail.
Which leads me to my next question, which is the same question. Was another Kick-Ass really necessary? Look, I'm just as excited for Iron Man 3 as everyone else is. It could very well be the best of the series, and I think introducing Daredevil into the next Avengers movie could be a nice fit. I'm glad that comics overall are being welcomed into the masses. But there is a clear line of separation between being welcomed and being exploited. For the next 5 months, there's going to be one, if not two, comic book movies coming out every month. Call me crazy, but I miss when being super meant being special.
And when everyone's super, no one will be.